All right, hello, how are you guys? It is the very next morning after the Minnesota Lynx got defeated in Game 5 of the WNBA Finals to New York Liberty. And I ain't gonna lie, everybody and their mom is calling out New York Liberty, the WNBA, even Kathy Engelbert, of course, the refs of Game 5, because let's be honest, the refs literally, it appeared as though there was a fix for this game. The game was rigged in order to give New York Liberty a leg up. There have been many articles already, controversial articles written about this controversial game-winning title that the New York Liberty was finally able to get. Okay, we got NBA stars such as Isaiah Thomas, King James, okay, LeBron James, Damian Lillard. Okay, everybody is calling out the WNBA for the rigged, okay, refs, the refs who actually was giving the New York Liberty an advantage. BasketNews.com says Damian Lillard wrote the referees called the second half of the Liberty Lynx game like they knew the assignment, implying that the officials meddled in the final result of Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. Isaiah Thomas flat out said that the officials cheated. Allow me to read you a little bit of an article by Sports Illustrated titled WNBA Referees Blasted for Costing Lynx in Game 5 Loss Against Liberty. And rightfully so. It says with their 67-62 win over the Minnesota Lynx in overtime, the New York Liberty have won the 2024 WNBA championship. However, some people believe that the game shouldn't have gone to overtime in the first place due to a series of controversial calls that the game's referees made or didn't make that benefited the Liberty. It says two controversial calls came with just a few seconds left in regulation when Breanna Stewart was supposedly fouled while going up for a shot. She was not. Alana Smith did not even touch her. Okay. For one, the foul call itself was extremely questionable. It was challenged by the Lynx, but ultimately wasn't overturned. Stewart then made both free throws to even the game, which ultimately was enough to send it to overtime. That was so ridiculous. It says then there's the fact that Stewart seemed to clearly travel before she even went up for the shot. People were saying like she took like 7 steps. When I first watched the game live, it wasn't that noticeable, but then like I kept seeing the replay all over Twitter. I was like, oh my goodness. And they actually, again, like guys, Minnesota Lynx challenged that call, so they had to replay it. The refs, that is, the moderators of the game. Y'all saw that blatantly. Alana Smith did not foul Breanna Stewart, and Breanna Stewart literally traveled, but she took like 7 steps. Absolutely ridiculous. It says many fans and 2 basketball icons who were watching the game are lamenting the suspect refereeing in the waning seconds of regulation time. It says NBA legend LeBron James wrote on Twitter, "I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the damn players dictate the outcome of a close battle test game." Exactly. Let them decide. Like, why do the refs feel like they get to choose? Let me continue. It says former NBA player Isaiah Thomas, I love him, added, "They low-key cheated for New York, but I get it. LOL. I get it." Again, like it's an agenda. Okay? It was I'm gonna give my commentary on this afterwards, y'all. It's so much I gotta say. I want to keep this video short. It says sports media personality Bill Simmons added, "The officiating in the last 90 seconds of this WNBA game was an absolute joke." It says ex-user Robert Little added, "Refs definitely bailed the Liberty out. That was a travel and very, very weak foul in my opinion, but we are going to overtime." For the WNBA Stats official website for this game, it says players of the game was Breanna Stewart. She had a field goal percentage of 26.7%. She was 4 for 15. While for the Minnesota Lynx, Kayla McBride, she had a 53.8% field goal percentage. She was 7 of 13. Again, guys, I did congratulate the New York Liberty on their first WNBA title, finally, okay, in the 28 years of their history. But again, now that I'm looking at all these replays, I'm reading these articles, even the NBA, guys, this is so embarrassing for the WNBA. NBA players are blatantly saying, guys, it's clearly obvious. Look at the replay, okay, of Breanna Stewart traveling, and that phantom foul they actually had the nerves to call on Alana Smith. They saying like this game is rigged, okay? The New York Liberty put in a fix. Kathy Engelbert was there with that ugly ass dress that she had on. It literally had New York City, like the architecture, the skyscrapers on that dress. Everybody said like it's blatantly obvious that, again, there's politics involved. And again, there's so much politics going on in the WNBA. It makes sense again. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. I'm a fan, like I always said, like before Game 5, I said, listen, I'll be happy for New York Liberty or Minnesota Lynx, even though I've been rooting for Minnesota Lynx throughout the entire final series, right? But I'm a fan of basketball. I'm a fan of talent, ambition, drive, and true grit. I said, I will applaud whichever team takes it, okay, and they win it fair and square. There's a such thing as called integrity. Like, where is the integrity? I understand, like, the politics of it. We want New York Liberty to win. Okay, you got Spike Lee in the damn crowd. Okay, the man been waiting for, 50 years is the last time? 50 plus years is the last time that New York won a championship, a title in basketball related anything. the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, like can't nobody get it done. Now the women's side of the basketball, they finally, if you can we say that they actually won it fair and square? Because again, this was a sloppy game on both sides. This is supposed to be the best of the best for the teams, right? Out of all the 12 teams in the WNBA, they were both on both sides. First of all, on both sides, okay, I'm gonna hold court. They were playing sloppy. In the third quarter, it's 5 minutes into the third quarter. That means we have 5 minutes left into the third quarter. They were both tied. Both teams were tied at 40 points. We are in the third quarter. All they could muster up is 30 points. You can get that in the first and second quarter plus. I mean, again, like it was sloppy ball on both sides. But if you look, I'm gonna rewatch this again too. If you look at how New York Liberty was playing up against the Minnesota Lynx, they were struggling. Sabrina Stewart had the nerves to show her face and be interviewed after that win that they had last night. She was 1 for 19. She had the nerves to be on the floor crying. Like she was emotional, like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Like, girl, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You did not win. Y'all did not win this game fair and square. Y'all didn't show true grit. You were 1 for 19. I mean, that was ridiculous. And people was dragged. Of course, they had to bring Caitlin Clark into it. It was like y'all had the nerve to say Sabrina Ionescu, aka Sathrina, is better than Caitlin Clark. But honestly, looking at the way they was playing, both teams were playing last night. The Fever and Indiana Fever could have easily crushed both of them. Again, like I could tell that they were fatigued on both sides. It was actually a 54-second sequence, right? It's on Twitter, right? And they was like, again, like it was this guy who was like, if you guys watched it, it was like the second or third quarter. They going back and forth. Turnover after turnover. The Minnesota Lynx would have possession of the ball, trying to make a layup. The freaking New York Liberty would grab the rebound. They would raise down to the other side of the court, try to make a three. The freaking Minnesota Lynx would then grab possession of the ball, finally get a rebound. They're trying to make a layup. And it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, it's the third quarter. We all tied at 40 points. And this is the best y'all can do? The Fever would have crushed both of them. But again, like I always say, like again, integrity is important, right? But again, it was too many politics involved. You can tell. Okay, Catherine Engelbert, she probably put in the call like, listen, Sabrina and Brianna are struggling. What can we do, Rest? We need to do something in order for them to ensure, okay, we got to secure this win. We cannot leave this building, okay, with letting all of New York down. Okay, it's just, we can't do it. So we have to give them some help. Brianna Stewart choked again at the 3-point line. She was 0 for 2, just like she did in game 1 of the series. Okay? Again, Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu were playing sloppy all game. And it's obvious that the refs was like, yo, they need help because Minnesota Lynx are about to win. And they deserve to win. But again, the politics, right? New York City is New York. All the celebrities that are watching. It was over 18,000 in that stadium, just damn near sold out. I'm sure over 1 million, possibly 2 million people. We had viewership last night. Okay, we're gonna see the stats of the the viewership ratings of the game. All this is going on. All the eyes are on the WNBA. But it's like it was such a great season, right? And so many people like myself, we were reintroduced to the game or just introduced to the women's side of basketball, the WNBA. And this is how it ends with no integrity. Y'all just gonna let the refs call the game. But at the same time, again, I have to hold court. I gotta hold Minnesota Lynx accountable. They had plenty of times, okay, to make it where it's no toss up. Again, like you cannot leave room for error. You cannot allow the refs to decide who wins. You never allow the refs to decide who wins. And that's what the Minnesota Lynx did. They didn't do enough. Again, they were playing, like I said, it was sloppy ball going on both sides. In that overtime, where it shouldn't have went to overtime, again, if y'all look at the replay, Alana Smith did not foul Brianna Stewart, and Brianna Stewart literally traveled like twice. It was crazy. She took like 7 baby steps before trying to put something up. And Alana Smith literally tapped the ball, not her. But again, they counted it as a freaking foul. It's just ridiculous. But again, once the game was forced into overtime, the Lynx only made 2 points in 5 minutes. Turnover after turnover after turnover. Fee couldn't land a layup. Courtney Williams couldn't put up a 2, couldn't put up a 3. So again, this is also on the Minnesota Lynx. But again, after that post-game interview, I'm sorry, but I agree with Cheryl Reeve, okay? Head coach of the Minnesota Lynx. She said this shit was stolen from us. And it makes me mad because, again, it's like, again, like it was a lot of, opinions going on. I understand like the debate saying like, it's not easy to officiate a basketball game, which again, clearly, okay, again, human beings were not perfect. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes at work. I make mistakes at work. But it's like at this point, we got AI technology. We got the Tesla robots coming out. I said we should need games like this that it's like, down to the wire. freaking game 5 of the finals. We need robots and AI to call and officiate and ref these games. Again, like human beings are biased. Human beings are emotional. We can be petty creatures, sexist, racist, classist. So it's like, when you, again, like the refs could have been paid. Again, like I hate to even, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. Okay. I hate when people say, like, oh, the game was rigged. But honestly, again, I had to like do my research this morning when I woke up early this morning. The NBA players are like, guys, this is blatantly favoritism. It's blatantly rigged and in favor for the New York Liberty to win the title. Again, like they said, like in the politics, New York Liberty, they've been around for 28 years. They haven't had one title. If the Lynx were to grab this, it'll be their 5th title. They already got 4 titles. Do they really need a 5th more? No. We all know that New York Liberty need one. Okay, we can't keep letting our city down. We can't keep letting New York City down. Just give it to them. Y'all see Sabrina? She is pretty much worthless. Okay, 1 for 19. Breanna Stewart is choking. Breanna Stewart pretty much had piss running down her damn legs. She was literally out of her element, shaking at the free throw line. Couldn't put up nothing. Just a ghost in the court. The rest was like, we got to make it happen because New York Liberty, they can't make it happen. Even Enrique Angumbawale, she plays for the Dallas Wings. She tweeted, she said, yo, listen, Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, y'all owe Nayara Sabally, okay, Tatu Sabally, little sister, okay, and somebody else. I think Kayla Thornton or Benijah Laney Hamilton. Pretty much like y'all owe them dinner. Of course, John Cole Jones, that's who it was, JJ. She's like, y'all owe them a dinner at the finest New York City steakhouse. Because if it wasn't for them picking up y'all slack again, Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu combined together, they made 18 points. Like, come on. They didn't. I'm sorry, guys, but honestly, I guess I don't want to be a sore loser. I have to congratulate the winner because again, I'm not a ref. They get to decide to be the gods of basketball. They get to decide who wins the title. They give it to them. Okay, but just knowing what I know now and looking at the replay and like the stats. Okay, 1 for 19, and this is just ridiculous. Minnesota Lynx should have got their 5th title last night if we keeping it all the way real. Guys, please comment down below your thoughts on this game. Do you believe it was fair? Do you believe it was rigged? You had Kathy Engelbert there, all the big wigs, the NBA. I'm sorry, the NBA and WNBA, right? You had Angel Reese there with Coach Spoon, former head coach of Chicago Sky. Again, it was a lot of pressure. You can tell, but it wasn't one fair and square by the New York Liberty, and it just makes me mad because again, it's like, what's the point? Like, how does this motivate the other WNBA teams? So you mean to tell me we can work as hard as we can outscore, outcoach a team, but due to politics and them not having a title in 28 years, it's now up to the refs. But then again, like I said, okay, I got a whole court, I got to be fair. The Minnesota Lynx messed up by allowing the refs to decide this game and call this game when it came down to the wire. So guys, please comment down below your thoughts on last night's win for the New York Liberty. Tell me how y'all felt Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart performed. We all know they performed horribly. She had the nerves to be crying, drinking champagne. I said I wouldn't give that heifer a waterfall. Like you ain't earned it. Give John Cole Jones, Sabally, Benijah Laney Hamilton a waterfall. Okay? Not Sabrina and Breanna. They was choking, they was crying, damn near pissing their pants. Their shorts. When it came to actually putting up 3-pointers, 1 for 19. Caitlin Clark, I remember like when Indiana Fever played Connecticut Sun game 1 of the playoffs. Caitlin Clark did bad. She was like 1 for 16. But Caitlin Clark is a rookie. Sabrina Ionescu is not. She should know how to perform in those heart pounding, anxiety inducing, moments. She cracked under the pressure. And the NBA players, they was calling it Damian Lillard, okay? LeBron James, Isaiah Thomas, and so many more. Everybody and their mom, even Shakira Austin, a lot of WNBA players was like, did you not just see what just happened? So guys, please comment down below your thoughts. Tell me, am I tripping? Did the New York Liberty have integrity and win this fair and square? Of course not. Please comment down below.